What's going on, guys? It's Shadow King here. Welcome back to Shadow Creatives Entertainment. Yes, this is a quick thoughts video on What If episode 1, 2, and 3. I have been wanting to do a episode little quick review, quick thoughts thing, but I have been epically delayed since the beginning of the show. So I figured we got 9 episodes. Let me do this instead. Watch the first 3 episodes, do a review on that. Watch the next 3 episodes, do a review on that, and do the same thing for the last 3 episodes. This will not take away from my 10 words or less review. These are just my quick thoughts and quick summaries of the episodes, and just giving my quick little tidbits of it, and then that's it. I'm not gonna do like a full breakdown review. That will be set for the 2 episodes that come after the series is done, which will be What If reviewed in 10 words or less, and full Easter egg breakdown, all this stuff. I am working on making sure I get those videos out. I've already began prepping thumbnails and backgrounds and everything for that, but that's not why you're here. You're here to hear me get my quick thoughts on episode 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and hop into that real quick. So, What If, well, we're talking about What If, which is a show based around the MCU. It is in the MCU, it is canon, and it asks the question, what if one thing changes? And that can be a small change, or it can be a huge change that has huge ramifications for not just the universe that it's in, but the entirety of the MCU itself. Don't know why I went evil dark there, but it's fine. No, and see, this is great because this show... this is the show that I was the most excited for because I knew what it was going to do. Now, originally I thought it was just a standalone. It wasn't going to be fully connected. It was just going to be, oh well, here's an animated series on what if stuff changes in the universe. But no, putting this show after Loki, genius, farmer, genius. Seriously. That made me even more excited for the show. And I got even more excited for Loki, especially towards the end, because what they did in that show set up not just for this show itself. This is honestly, if they hadn't done what they did in the last episode of Loki, this show wouldn't exist. But it had to be done for that. It set up and let this show be in existence, leading into No Way Home, Spider-Man, and Multiverse of Madness. So, okay, getting off topic, kind of. But all that being said, let's go ahead and hop into episode 1, which is titled, What If Captain Carter Was the First Avenger? During World War II, of course, we know Steve Rogers is chosen to become the world's first super soldier. But, what if Agent Carter stayed in the room? We see this play out with Steve getting injured, the main scientist once again being killed by the explosion, and after Peggy kills the Hydra spy, they're about to lose all their work, so she takes it upon herself to hop in the machine, and she gets infused with the super soldier serum, and she becomes Captain Carter. Now, I really love this episode because Captain America First Avenger is one of my favorite movies. That entire trilogy is my favorite trilogy of all time, and of course, Captain America is my favorite character, and I love the character of Peggy Carter. And so I'm really glad that we were able to get this episode. It's the first one because this was one of those episodes where, yeah, something changes, but it's not a universe-wide changing event. Like all the events that change could basically just happen on Earth, and that's it. Everything else in the universe is fine. And this was a great way to start the series off, slowly, give everybody who's not really accustomed to these type of stories, get them a little bit of an ease into what's gonna happen. And we see it sort of plays out beat for beat with the First Avenger. However, Steve heals from being wounded, and he actually gets a Iron Man style mech suit in the 40s. That is powered by the Tesseract that Agent Carter takes upon herself to go out and get, because the Red Skull ends up attaining that a year later than he does in the actual canon. And so that gives him a chance. She gets it, she whoops all kinds of ass, gets the Tesseract, And Howard uses that to power the Hydra Stomper, this big Mark I looking War Machine style armor, Iron Man armor in the 40s, which is awesome. So you still have that team of Peggy and Steve. I almost called him Cap. He's not Cap. She's Cap. She's Captain Carter. Man, she is thick. Shout out to Andre, bro. She's a thick one, bro. She's thick. But yeah, no. All in all, great episode. I freaking loved it. It was amazing, and it still gave me the same feels I get with the first Avenger. Peggy makes a sacrifice. She wakes up. She comes back in 70 years later. Like, where's the first thing she asks? Where's Steve? And Fury's like, hey, so it's been 70 years. You've been gone for a while. I will say her difference is she didn't go down the ice. She fights a version of Shumagorath. Not the full body version, just his tentacles. She finds a sword in the layer, Red Skull's lair, and she's sitting there slicing up, and she makes a sacrifice to push him back through the portal. She saves the day. This leaves Steve alive, Bucky alive, and not the Winter Soldier, and a whole host of different changes on Earth alone. That, shameless plug, me and my think tank will be trying to go over and explain how the changes in the universe happen over on the Shadowverse Comics page, my storytelling channel. So shout out to that. There should be a link in the box at the top or a link in the description below, but check that out when I get the video out eventually, hopefully very soon, I hope. Anyway, so overall, great episode. Absolutely love this episode. And but the best part about this series is that we know this isn't the end of these characters. We're going to see them again. The basic premise of What If is, I believe, the first 6. I think the first 6 episodes will take a particular character and give a what if for them, and then the last 3 will bring all those characters together in an epic finale. That's what I believe the premise is. It might be different. It might just be the last 2 episodes, but who knows? But anyway, on to the next episode. I'm not gonna give a rating or anything, but that'll be in the last 10 words or less thing. We're gonna go ahead and skip to number 2, which if you can't see me right now, well, obviously you can't see me right now, but I am doing the Wakanda Forever salute, because this episode is What If T'Challa Became a Star-Lord. Oh boy, man, this episode was both heartbreaking because it's the last, this series is the last time we'll hear Chadwick Boseman's voice in any acting capacity. But the episode's also hilarious as hell. It's so funny. It's a great episode. And so I'll get a premise real quick. 1988, the Ravagers are sent to Earth to receive the son of the celestial Ego. Instead of Yondu doing it himself, he outsources it to his other Ravagers. Basically, I think Kraglin and Taserface. And they were told, hey, if it's on Earth and it doesn't look like it's from Earth, pick it up. And so instead of finding Peter Quill, they end up going to Wakanda, and they by chance see T'Challa, who has exited out of the barrier to retrieve a spear. And he's like, hey, you don't seem too freaked out about this. He's like, yo, I'm from Wakanda. We have a vibranium, mountain. We're pretty used to this. I'm like, oh, well, instead of seeing the world, do you want to see the universe? And so Yondu basically kidnaps a kid, and they spend 20 years changing the entire cosmic side of the Marvel universe. T'Challa, in his infinite wisdom and his charm and just his personality and everything, becomes the best version of Star-Lord ever. He saves planets. He basically turned the Ravengers into Robin Hoods instead of just complete assholes. They steal from the powerful and the rich and give back to the poor and the needing planets. They help save planets. God, Drax's family is alive. I'm getting ahead of myself. The scene opens, later with Star-Lord on Morak like normal. He's going to get the Power Stone. Instead of this time not getting it for just a power broker to sell, he's just getting it to help use to save another planet. But Korath is there and he's like, "Hey, who are you? What are you doing?" And then T'Challa's like, "There might be another name you know me by, Star-Lord." Well, no, he never gets a chance to say it because Korath comes up like, "Oh, it's Star-Lord!" And it's so funny. It's so funny. Like, the Digimon Hensu, I hope I said that right. He's an amazing actor. I've seen him in so much work. I loved his work as Korath in the MCU in both Guardians 1 and Captain Marvel. But this is a different side of this character because he was straight serious in that movie. But because of the reputation that T'Challa Star-Lord has, when he sees him and meets him, he just go full fanboy, and I freaking love it. It's hilarious. And so they get the Power Stone, they beat off some Necro people, and go to Contraxia to party. And you sitting there meeting the Ravengers, and then Korath's like, "Oh, Star-Lord, what is your favorite time you saved the world? Oh, tell us about how you beat the Mad Titan Thanos." And then, because this was 3 o'clock in the morning, I didn't really pay attention to who was in the episode as far as the voice cast or whatever when they showed that in the opening. So when he asked about the Titan Thanos, I was like, "Wait, what? He did what?" And sure enough, freaking the purple arm appeared, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a big enough man to accept when I was wrong." And I'm like, "Holy shit! He changed Thanos. What?" And so you see, like, Thanos is a part of the Ravengers now, and then you meet Nebula, who only has a cybernetic eye. Basically, her entire body is not cybernetic. She's herself. She's got a blonde hairstyle, rocking that femme fatale look. I'm pretty sure her and Cha-Cha, that's her name for T'Challa, have had some coffee, a la Luke Cage, if you get what I'm saying. And it just the episode turns into a heist type thing where now the main power, big bad in the universe, is the Collector, who is beefed up in this episode, and he has the Black Order as his bodyguards. And so the plan is to get these embers of life. There's like this tree. I think it's a small reference to Groot, even though it's an original concept for this show. And they go through this plan. T'Challa finds that Yondu had been lying to him because the Collector has a Wakandan ship in his thing. And this whole crazy episode happens. They beat the Collector, and they he saves the ship. He goes back to Earth after initially forgiving Yondu or whatever. And they meet his family, and the Ravengers are mixing it up with the Wakandans. Thanos is still trying to justify that, hey, you know what? I was wrong, but my plan still could have worked. And then everyone will tell him it's still genocide. He's sitting there trying to spit to Okoye this whole spiel, and she's like, "That sounds like a lot like genocide, my friend." And then you hear Nebula call him dad. It's the whole thing. It was really cute. And we end on this feel good moment with T'Challa defending Yondu and talking to his father and all this stuff. And you're like, man, that was a great episode. It was awesome. And then it cuts to Dairy Queen. And you see Peter Quill, who's grown up now. He's been just a regular Earth dude. And he turns around and freaking Ego is there. He's like, "Hey, son. No welcome for your dear old dad." And his eyes glow and the episode ends. And the Watcher's like, "Yeah, so changes might not be for the best in some worlds." And I was like, "Wait, what? It's what?" And so I was like, okay, first of all, how dare you end on a cliffhanger like that? But the implication, maybe they're able to stop Ego. Who knows? But a theory that I subscribe to in Endgame is when they pulled Thanos and Gamora out of the 2014 timeline, Peter Quill has no moral center to stop him when he eventually meets, first of all, I don't even think they were able to stop Ronan if he even gets the Power Stone. But if they manage to somehow stop him, Ego has full range to his son with no moral center or anybody trying to stop him from basically enacting his plan of absorbing his son's power and becoming a full Celestial again. Basically, the 2014 timeline is dead at this point. And I think they just showed us basically what happens in this episode. But it was a great episode all around. It was really heartfelt and really funny. And, you know, it had that comedic, heartfelt feeling that a Guardians movie does have. And it just happens to be T'Challa. And I've seen this episode and the What If show a lot, just getting a lot of hate for some reason. Like, oh, this T'Challa, this Star-Lord is too perfect, and everyone goes out. I'm like, bro, guys. Chill. Your Star-Lord is still intact. Yes, this is canon to the MCU, but it's an entirely different universe. There are different universes of these characters in this in this universe, in the actual Marvel universe. Like, people are sitting there just spewing out hate, and I'm like, let us have this. Let us fans who actually enjoy seeing these different stories, you know, I've seen people call it fan fiction bullshit, and I've seen people call, oh, it's too perfect, and I don't think he could have changed Thanos and all this stuff. I'm like, guys, that is the entire point of asking the question, what if? Things can change. Stuff can change, and it's not gonna break your headcanon or whatever. It's just a new story. You don't have to like it, but don't bash it for something that you can't accept. But okay, getting way off topic here. Overall, episode 2 I loved, and at the moment it's one of my favorites, right behind episode 1. The next episode is a good episode, but kind of the weakest. It's a great episode all around, but, you know, not as great as the other two or episode 4, which I just saw, because I'm recording this on Wednesday. I'm trying to get this out on Wednesday, so haha! Yes, rushing. Anyway, continuing on. The last episode, which I'll just do in a short burst, is what if the world lost its mightiest heroes? Basically, during Fury's big week, which contains the events of Iron Man 2, Thor, and the Incredible Hulk, they all happen in the same week from Monday to Friday. And yeah, instead of him getting his best recruits to where they need to be, when he meets Iron Man with Black Widow in the donut shop in Iron Man 2, after Rhodey has taken the suit, Tony Stark dies. When they get to New Mexico and Hawkeye's there with Fury and Coulson, and they see Thor, who Coulson admits is fucking beautiful, which, yeah, he is. He's about to pick up the hammer, and Fury's trying to watch, and, you know, Hawkeye's like, hey, one shot, one kill, you want me to do it? He's like, no, let me see. Well, lightning strikes, and something happens to Hawkeye, who just happens to shoot Thor, who is still depowered and only human at this point in time, and kills him. So that's 2 Avengers down. And eventually they throw Hawkeye in jail, but then they discover he's dead. And then Natasha got blamed for Iron Man's death and was sent on the run. She beat the crap out of the strike team, which they deserve it. They're all Hydra anyway, whatever. And she goes to the scene of the Incredible Hulk, talking to Betty, trying to figure out what's going on. And she meets with Dr. Banner, and they're in the little bridge area in that movie, and they're trying to escape. And something shoots through into the Hulk, which Ross never fired anything. And then while the Hulk transforms and he's trying to fight off the army, he basically just starts to implode and get bigger and explodes in a cloud of just green smoke, dust. And then while Natasha is trying to research what's going on, she dies. And the last thing she says to Fury over the phone, a voice message, it's all about hope. It's hope. It's all about hope. And Loki at this point has come to Earth. He's like, hey, so someone on this planet killed the Crown Prince of Asgard, Thor. I'm here to kill all of you if you die. And Fury's like, look, your enemy is our enemy. We're trying to figure out who's doing all this stuff. Help us do this, and we'll bring your brother's killer to justice. You can have your pound of flesh. And Loki's like, adequate choice of words, but I want the whole corpse. And I'm like, oh, okay, that was dark. I like it. And then, yeah, you see this graveyard. Fury's figured it out, and he's at the graveyard of Hope Van Dyne. And who should walk out of the shadows but Hank freaking Pym dressed in a yellow jacket suit. And he's like, yeah, Hope was an agent, and you let her die, and you filled her head with all this mumbo jumbo. So, yeah, I killed the people. I took everything from you, you know. These people who are heroes who had nothing to do with Hope's death, I went ahead and killed them anyway. Because I'm mad now. I'm so grief-stricken that I just killed random heroes who had nothing to do with the death of my daughter. Ha! And he attacks Fury to try to kill him, and Fury like starts hopping around and blocking his punches and taking him down. It's revealed that it's Loki in disguise, and Fury was like, yeah, Hope was an agent. She knew it. She knew the risk. She did the job, did it well. There's a slight hint that it may have been the Winter Soldier who killed Hope, because it was the same mission that Black Widow mentioned in Winter Soldier, but I'll let the guys at New Rockstar talk about that. Go see that video. And so, yeah, in the end, Loki's like, oh, well, Fury's like, hey, thanks for your help. Loki's like, yeah, no problem. I think I'm gonna enjoy staying here. Fury's like, for how long? And then you just see Loki in the United Nations with Asgardian warriors. He's like, hey, yeah, so I'm taking over the world now. That's it, goodbye. And he really can, because there's no one at this point to oppose him. All the Avengers are dead because of Hank Pym's idiocy. And so, at that point, okay, so I say this is the weakest episode because of the plot and what happens, but honestly, it's one of the darkest episodes too. Not the darkest, that would be episode 4, but it's one of the darkest episodes, and I really like that tone shift and change from happy-go-lucky, which ended darkly, to just a dark episode in general. And so, me and my friend casually cosplaying, we actually texted each other the same day, like that Wednesday. It just mapped out the entire universe for this universe. So, like I said, on the Shadowverse Comics channel, that'll be a video series where we map out like what happens in these what if universes after their end of their episode. Which I'm still working on my what if videos, but I just love trying to think about what happens and what we know about the actual canon and what actually happened and what could happen in this universe, in this episode, or whatever. So, but yeah, that's really it. Like I said, I enjoyed the episode. The plot weakens it a little bit, but you know, it makes some kind of sense. Anyway, that's it for this episode. This quick thoughts. I see when I filmed the first episode, what if, the first episode with Agent Carter, it went this long, about 23 minutes, and it was supposed to be just a quick thoughts. So I figured if I was going to talk that long, I might as well just do all 3 episodes, make it this long, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you're still here, I really appreciate it, because that means you like hearing me talk, and I really appreciate that, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. What did you guys think about What If episode 1, 2, and 3? Which one's your favorite right now? Are you enjoying the What If series and all? And yeah, I really would like to hear from you guys. Please leave a comment in the comment section below. And make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Do all the things we like to ask you to do, because, hey, 10 years in and I'm still at just triple digits in numbers. So it'd be really nice to get those numbers up. I appreciate you all for watching. Thanks for watching as always. I'm Shadow King, and may the power protect you. May the force be with you. And have the best day possible. See ya.